Welcome to another edition of the JMM Expert Insights Series. Today we are joined by John Prineas, Executive Chairman of St George Mining. John, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
I think, well, firstly, well done on the very successful capital raise. I think it's important, for those who are new to St George, can you give us a little bit of an overview of the company and perhaps the flagship projects?
Yeah, sure. So historically, people probably know us as an explorer in Western Australia for nickel and lithium, difficult commodities at the moment. So we've pivoted to a rare earths and niobium project in Araxá, Brazil. This is an advanced project. We've already pumped out a world-class resource for both rare earths and niobium. So a very exciting project. Number one in terms of the global thematics at the moment, both niobium and rare earths, critical metals for the US. And we're getting a lot of attention from investors. Our market cap's probably gone from 30 million to 330 million since we acquired this project earlier this year. So it's a very exciting growth story for us.
Look, absolutely. And you mentioned, the project is recognized as a world-class rare earths and niobium project, which of course, assisted in institutionalizing your register with that cap raise recently. So what makes this deposit unique on the sort of global stage?
Two things. One, it's got both niobium and rare earths. So if you have a look at the US critical minerals list that just came out from the Department of Interior, niobium's there, and so are five rare earth elements. And we've got all of them at Araxá. So I'm not sure any other project in the world has that. There could be rare earths projects, could be niobium projects, but we actually have both. So that's an amazing range of minerals that we have. This is a world-class resource. It's the highest grade rare earth carbonatite deposit in Latin America, second highest in the world. So already standing out as something globally significant, and not a coincidence that we're getting a lot of attention from investors.
Oh, absolutely. And look, you've recently announced that strategic alliance with RE Alloys in the US. So can you explain the significance of this partnership and sort of how that positions St George in that global supply chain?
Yeah, so Mountain Pass, of course, is the biggest rare earth producer in the States, but it alone cannot produce everything that the US wants. So you are seeing a lot more downstream players coming on board, people that can produce rare earth magnet materials, and RE Alloys is right at the forefront of that. They are the probably leading refinery for splitting of rare earths, making of magnet materials. They have a small resource themselves, a small mine, only about 3 million tons. We've got 40 million tons. So they're very, very happy to try and partner with us to try and provide them with that feed so they can make the magnet materials that they then sell to government contracts, defense, logistics agency, etc. So really good relationship, really good for us to enter the US supply chain and also probably benefit from some of those financial incentives that they're giving out at the moment.
John, let's move to the exploration front now. So the drilling at East Araxá has delivered some outstanding results that you talked about earlier. Can you talk us through some of the discoveries and what the significance is of those?
Yes, we started a 10,000 meter drill program, actually upscaled a bit more than that. The first area we drilled was 1 kilometer east of the main deposit, something we call East Araxá. And we were lucky enough to find new zone of high grade rare earths. So we confirmed that there's a lot of mineralization out there. The rare earths we're seeing there are higher grade heavy rare earths. The NdPr ratio is even higher than the main deposit. And we're also seeing some samarium out there, which is a very important magnet material as well. So we've made a brand new discovery there that RC drilling under 50 meters has confirmed that there's some decent continuity. We're now drilling it out. Hopefully we'll have an inferred resource in that area, and that'll just be added to what we hope will be a much bigger resource by the end of the year.
Well, just on that actually, so the current MRE, maybe perhaps if you can just remind people on what that is, and then, with these great results that you've got now, how is that going to sort of add value to the existing mineral resource estimate?
Yeah, so on the rare earths front, it's pretty easy to compare to some of the listed rare earths companies that are well known. MP Materials, with its Mountain Pass mine, has a resource of 40.6 million tons. Just so happens to be the same size as our resource, 40.6 million tons. They have a slightly higher grade. In terms of Mount Weld, the other big producer outside of China, their head grade is 4.1% for their total rare earth oxide. happens to be exactly the same grade as ours, 4.1%. So already we're comparable to those two big producers outside of China in terms of scale, in terms of grade. We're really excited by this drill program. We continue to find more mineralization. We're going to have a very significant increase to the resource. We're going to be bigger than Mountain Pass in terms of scale. So it's a really exciting future for us.
And when are we expecting that upgrade in the resource?
We're hoping to get that up by the end of the year. So that's the target. So far, it's all on track. So, yep.
I'm jumping around a little bit here. So you did mention earlier that you've got the rigs on the ground at the moment. They're drilling around the clock at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got 3 diamond rigs, 24/7. Really exciting. There's an RC rig there as well. That's only doing one shift a day. But lots of drill results coming through. We'll be announcing drill results every 3 to 4 weeks, and then culminating in that big resource upgrade by the end of the year.
So John, Brazil has supported Araxá through the Magbras initiative. How important is government backing in accelerating the project's pathway to development?
Yeah, Brazil's a very exciting place for rare earths at the moment. It's got a very big endowment, but it doesn't make any rare earths products. So it's got this Magbras initiative. It wants to become self-sufficient in magnet materials. It's a very big country, Brazil, 220 million people. They make aeroplanes there, they make cars. They need domestic supply chain for rare earth magnets. So we're very happy to be participating in the project. And we're very proud to be the first of all the rare earth developers to deliver a rare earth product to Magbras for test work to produce magnet materials. So very good first mover advantage for us. And yeah, we definitely want to be part of the Brazilian supply chain.
Absolutely. I know you've touched on this throughout our interview today, but just to reiterate, let's talk key catalysts that investors should be watching out for over the next well, maybe even 3 to 6 months, in fact.
Yeah, so definitely the drill program is going to provide lots of good news. We all love drilling updates, so expect to get some very, very soon and then periodically. Again, culminating to a resource upgrade. I'm predicting a very big increase, so let's just wait and see what it is. But by the end of the year, we'll have a very big increase. We're continuing our permitting requirements, so there'll be news on progress there. We're doing all the field work for environmental studies, etc. And we're also planning the scoping study out in the first quarter next year. So lots of big milestones, lots of things that can really create value for our shareholders.
And look, just finally, John, what do you think sets St. George apart for investors that are sort of seeking that exposure to that critical minerals and the energy transition space?
It's really two big things. One, we've got a world-class resource, so we've definitely got the mineralization. We're not exploring. We've got it already. The next thing is we can bring this out to market very quickly. We're in an established mining region. We have two big mines right next to us. They've been there for 40 years or so. So all the infrastructure you need to develop a mine is there. Roads, power, ready workforce in Araxá town, 5 kilometers away. Environmental permitting very well understood in that area. So a really good opportunity for us to expedite the development of this project.
Absolutely. Well, John, as a shareholder myself, actually, congratulations on what you've achieved to date. And it does sound like a very exciting sort of, next year. So we look forward to future updates. But thanks again for joining me.
Thank you, Jane.